What the 1% do to make the law of attraction really work. Most people discover the law of attraction in a moment of pain. When things are hard, when money isn't coming, when a relationship ends, when health breaks down. That's when many find videos, books or quotes that promise you can create your own reality, and suddenly a new world opens up. The person starts repeating affirmations, creating a vision board, visualizing, trying to stay positive, but the days go by and nothing changes. That's when frustration kicks in. Does this even work? Why isn't it working for me? And that subtle but powerful doubt disconnects the vibrational field. What most don't realize is that the law of attraction is not a magic button, not a mental trick. It's a universal law, like gravity. It responds to frequency, intention, and above all, identity. The truth is, 99% of people only know about the law of attraction, but only 1% truly lives in alignment with it. And that 1%, they don't just think positively, they become a new version of themselves. The 1% understands that the secret isn't to attract something from the outside. It's about energetically aligning with what already exists in a version of reality available to you. They don't beg, they don't desire from a place of lack. They transform into the kind of person who naturally receives that thing. Because you don't get what you want, you get what you are. The 1% knows it all starts with vibration. Vibration is not just emotion. It's the inner state you sustain, even when the outside world doesn't reflect what you want. They know it's easy to feel grateful when things are going well, but real power is feeling gratitude when nothing seems to be working, because that gratitude is faith in motion, while 99% wait for the miracle to appear before feeling grateful. The 1% thanks in advance. They wake up in the morning and say, "Thank you for the abundance that is already on its way." Even when the account is in overdraft, even when they don't know how tomorrow will work out. Because they don't follow what the physical eyes see. They follow what they feel, what they know deep inside, what they vibrate consistently. Most people visualize what they want for a few minutes, but spend the rest of the day complaining, talking about bills, problems, politics, lack, and they don't realize that the law of attraction is not activated by momentary intention, but by the dominant frequency of your day. The 1% do it differently. They make their vibration a priority. They wake up, and before touching their phone, they pause, they breathe, they align, and they tell themselves, "Today, I create. Today, I receive. Today, everything works in my favor." They don't wait for circumstances to change to feel different. They change how they feel, and then circumstances follow. The 1% doesn't rush. They understand that time is only a detail of matter. They live in the now, but their heart and mind are connected to a higher reality where everything has already worked out. They walk as if they already have it. They speak as if it's already done. They live as if they're already receiving, and because of that, they do receive. While the 99% wait for the universe to prove it's possible, the 1% choose to believe without proof. Because they know it's not results that create belief. It's belief that creates results. They don't need evidence to have faith. They have faith, and the evidence comes after. They're not special. They're not mystical, they're not gurus, they're regular people who simply chose to live with energetic awareness. They know that everything starts inside, that every reality is born in the mind, flows through emotion, and takes form in the physical world. That's why they guard their thoughts like a temple. They choose their words like seeds, and they select their emotions as if choosing what to grow in the garden of life. They're not perfect, but they are present. And every time they slip, get distracted, fall back into old patterns. They forgive themselves, they remember, and realign, because they know it's not about never falling, it's about knowing how to return. Reality responds to your vibrational field, not to what you say you want. The universe listens to your energy with mathematical precision. You may be able to fool people with your words, but energy never lies. The 1% understood something that changes everything. They're not trying to change the world, they're changing themselves, and the world responds. While most people are struggling with reality, trying to push things with effort, control, and desperation, the 1% shapes reality through energy, intention, and surrender. They know that when you harmonize with what you desire, you become compatible with that reality. And from that moment forward, resistance disappears. You don't need to chase. Opportunities start to appear, the right people show up, doors open, coincidences multiply. But none of this happens by luck. It happens because the inside changed, and the outer reality is just a mirror. Another secret of the 1%, they practice silence, not just silence of speech, but silence of the mind. They know that a noisy mind blocks the perception of intuition, and without intuition, manifestation becomes confused, delayed, blocked. That's why they meditate, why they breathe, why they create moments of pause throughout the day. Because the quieter the mind, the clearer the message from the universe, and the clearer the message, the faster the manifestation. They also practice gratitude, not as a task, but as a way of life. The 1% feels grateful watching the sunrise, drinking a glass of water, walking safely, breathing peacefully, receiving even the smallest signs from the universe, because they know those who are grateful for little are ready to receive much, and the universe recognizes that. They've made the law of attraction something natural. It's no longer a technique they use when they need something. It's a way of living. They live in a state of constant co-creation. They talk to the universe like a close friend. They ask, listen, notice signs, follow intuition, adjust, surrender, and trust. And they know that even when something seems to go wrong, it's just the path being rearranged for something better. While the 99% see obstacles as punishment, the 1% sees them as redirection from destiny. They don't complain about what hasn't arrived. They give thanks for what is on its way. They don't wait for a blessing to fall from the sky. They become the blessing themselves. Now maybe you're asking yourself, how do I do this? How do I stop being part of the 99% and start living like the 1%? The answer is simple, but powerful. Decide. Decide to live differently. Decide to watch your thoughts. Decide to choose your emotions with intention. Decide to treat your energy field as your greatest wealth, because it is. Your energy field is the origin of everything. Your vibration is your access code to the realities you dream of. You don't need to know everything. You just need to practice what you already know. Stop only watching videos and start living the content. Stop only repeating phrases and start feeling the truth behind them. Stop comparing yourself and start connecting with your essence. You weren't born to survive. You were born to expand, prosper, create, and inspire. And your new life begins the moment you stop identifying with your limits and start recognizing yourself as the creator of your reality. If you've listened this far, the universe has listened too. Now it's your turn to act like someone who already knows what they want, to vibrate like someone who has already received, to feel like someone who's already living it. Because right now, as you think, feel, and believe, reality is bending to your silent command. You're already attracting. The only question is, what? Be the 1%. Choose to be the 1%. And the other 99% of the world will start to respond to your new vibration. Now, like, share, and comment, I am the 1% if this message spoke to you. And never forget, the power is within you. Together, we are stronger. Namaste.